All right. Morning traders. Welcome back to Money Cup by 8. Aiman here. Okay. So looking at the S&P 500, so it rose by almost like 2 points yesterday, led by gains in the healthcare as well as the tech, right? So I think the move was helped by the economic data, job data, right? Which also boosted the case for more Fed easing, and investors largely ignored the government shutdown risk. So I think the market to stay focused on the earnings as well as the rate cut for now. So yeah, for the SSO ETF for the S&P 500, well, it remained attractive, potentially giving us somewhere around 3 to 4% as compared to the S&P as compared to the index, right? Right. So looking at our US trading stocks that we published yesterday, we got General Motor, GM. So the stock is on its pending breakout formation, consolidating below the $62 level. Well, if this level is breached, and the bullish momentum to persist, we can expect the stock to travel towards the $66 level on a strong momentum, right? So the next second resistance level is back at $70. Well, for now, if the counter reverse, do watch out for the $58 level for the immediate support, as it could indicate a trend reversal signal. Also, next we got General Dynamics, GD. Well, looking at the chart here, well, the counter experienced its follow-through momentum after rebounding from the moving average, the 21 moving average, jumping higher above the $330 level, and eyeing for the immediate resistance at $350 level. Well, if the stock climb up higher, we could see that it might travel towards the next resistance level at $370 level. And now if the index, the stock slide lower below the $315 level, this might signal a shift to a bearish structure, right? So moving on to the China A50. Well, the China A50 traded, I think, sideways at close on yesterday's session, likely caught between the resistance pressure as well as the modest support strength. Yield are flashing potentially relief, right? While investors' appetite exists. I think it's more tentative than strong. So I think yesterday's move is a pause after the holiday as momentum is cooling, but not reversing yet, right? Again, the ETF 2023 appears to be more interesting if the index remain in its bullish trend, potentially giving us somewhere around 5 to 6% easily, right? Okay, looking at the WTI crude oil future price. Okay, well, it did at yesterday's closing, dragged lower by expectation of rising OPEC plus supply and the restart of Kurdistan export. Okay, so even though crude stock pulled back, fuel stock rose, signaling weaker demand. Well, if you refer to the charts here, it it breached below our support of $62 now, and may trend lower towards the $60 level as bullish momentum decelerate. Okay. Right. So coming back to the local market, the Malaysia market, right? So the FKLI was up around 10.5 points yesterday, or somewhere around 0.65%, right? So the rebound may have been supported by rotation into large cap stocks. Well, I believe as investors seek for the stability ahead of budget sometime in next week's I think next week Friday. Yeah. So improve regional sentiment as well as the bargain hunting after the recent pullback also lifted the index. Okay, so technically looking at the charts, right, the index has breached our previous resistance at 1620 level, and hence we revise our first resistance to 1675, followed by 1700 level. Well, for now, we're still holding our positive trading bias. Well, towards the downside, our support is at 1570 points, with stop loss is back at 1535 points, right? So looking at the sector performance day to day, right, we notice that the tech as well as the the tech sector as well as the healthcare sector are the top gainers, advancing by 2.8% and also 1.3% respectively. Okay, well, yeah. Also, if we were to dive deeper, right, into our watch list, some tech names that might interest you. Maybe we got Penta here. So okay, so right, if you look at the chart here, right, so first thing first, the broader um, trend is still bullish, and also the stock has been trending in a higher high formation, maintaining the bullish momentum. Right, next, if you are wondering whether the pullback cycle have completed, you can check for the Fibo retracement tool. And now we can see that it has rebounded from the 50% to 61% zone. So it didn't completed, right? So now let's expect for the price to trend higher towards the 390 cent resistance. Also, yeah, for those of you that have been following us, right, we keep highlighting this stock, which is NE, Northeast Group. So yesterday, the price popped and also experienced a breakout above the 86 cent level with a bullish Marubozu candlestick. So we saw that the bullish momentum still remains intact. Yeah. So we are still positive on the trend right now. Also, other stock, other stock that we are tracking is my news. So if you um follow through momentum to persist from yesterday's session, I think 69 cent level is achievable. So if you see yesterday, the stock has formed a bullish Marubozu candlestick, which is a full green candlestick. Yeah? And also a bullish engulfing pattern appear, which signals us that the stock is eyeing for higher resistance, probably 69, 71 cent, right? So set an alert for this stock, which is my news. Right, so for moving on to our Malaysia trading stocks, still we got four stocks to recommend. Yeah, so yeah, we have Eco Shop today. Well, the stock is in its pending breakout formation at 1.51 cent. With that, we expect that the momentum to remain steady and stock able to climb higher towards the next resistance level at 1.57 cent, followed by 1.63 cent. Well, if the stock clear the support of 1.45 cent level or support, so this signals further back, right? Next we have Tech Technology. So the stock on yesterday has experienced a breakout where it reached the resistance of 2.20 level. So if the bullish momentum persists and continue to trend higher at later session, the counter or the stock may climb towards the 2.30 ringgit. Well, second resistance at 2.40 ringgit. Yeah, do watch out for the 2.10 support if there's any attempt for reversal. Right. So thirdly, we got Kerjaya Prospect Group. So the stock has a breakout above the resistance of 2.43 ringgit. With that, we expect the momentum to remain bullish, and the stock to propel higher towards the next resistance and test the next resistance at 2.55 ringgit, followed by 2.65 ringgit. Yeah, keep an eye at 2.33 ringgit support. And finally, we got CITOS. So the stock has now, I think, lingering at the 95 cent resistance, right? So if it break past this level, we expect the price to climb towards the resistance of 99 cent, followed by 1.02 resistance. I mean level. So support now is back at 91.5 cent level, right? Um, okay. Yeah. Lastly, so now that we saw that the big cap names are gaining traction right after the bull run in the small cap stock. So I believe that this initially started with the banking names, right? However, if the positive sentiment remains, I think some of the sectors like telco maybe can move as well, right? So I think in general, the telco index been consolidating quite some time already. So to me, I set a threshold at 497 points as a ceiling, as a resistance, right? To see whether uh, if whether it have any potential for the index to travel higher. So we can start to focus on the telco. Maybe since we are towards the end of the week now, maybe we can start to look at telco probably next week, right? So lastly, we got FCPO. Well, it rose 0.8% yesterday. So as optimism about tighter on the tighter supply lifted the mood. Also, if you can recall recently, the MPOP expect the stock or the inventory to fall towards the year end, and also the EU thing, the regulatory pressure. Right. So, however, we still hold our negative bias as long as the commodity is below the 4,600 level resistance. Referring to the charts now, we expect that the FCPO to trend lower towards the 4250 support. Right. So, I'll stop here and pass the floor to John. Thanks, everyone, and happy trading.
Right, thank you, Aiman. Let me continue with our company update on Sports Toto. So today, we upgrade our calls on Sports Toto from neutral to a buy call. With an unchanged target price of 1.60 ringgit, this implies a 14% upside, 1.4, and an 8% FY27 forward dividend yield. The reason why we call buy on Sports Toto is mainly the share price weakness recently has already lifted their potential upside beyond our threshold. With our outlook remains intact for Sports Toto, with no material changes to our earnings forecast or key assumption, we see a limited downside risk underpinned by a resilient cash flow generation and also a sustainable dividend yield from Sports Toto. Maybe for me to recap their earnings, Sports Toto posted a core profit of 237 million in FY25, up 7.5% year on year, has already met our and consensus full year forecast at 99% and 96% respectively. The earnings growth was mainly come from a stronger gaming BPT, up 13% year on year, underpinned by a lower price payout ratio as compared to FY24. However, this earnings growth was partly offset by a weaker contribution from their UK subsidiary HRON due to elevated operating expenses stemming from their brand positioning initiative. and also a fourth interim dividend per share of 2 cents was declared, bringing the year-to-date dividend per share to 8 cents. And this is in line with our expectation. Moving forward, we expect their gaming sales to improve in the coming quarter, supported by the 78 million accumulated Supreme Toto jackpot, which was won on 20th of August. Meanwhile, the HR sales should also see a modest lift with the upcoming September couplet month in the UK. But their margins in UK are likely to remain under pressure due to persistently high operating costs and also the depreciation costs from their land acquisition. But these acquisitions to be funded by internal funds should reduce their lease payment over time. Overall, we maintain our earnings forecast and our DCF-derived target price of RM1.60. This includes a 2% ESG premium. But last but not least, SP Toto now is trading at a blended forward PE of 8 times, which is about -1 standard deviation from their 5-year average PE. Given the improved sales outlook coupled with their defensive earnings nature and also the attractive yield, we believe the stock should be valued closer to its historical average. That's all from me today. Thank you for spending your time with me. I'll pass the floor to Vanessa.
Thank you, John. Thanks for the updates on Sports Toto. So I'll be sharing on, I'm Vanessa. Good morning, everyone. I'm Vanessa from RHB Warrant. I'll be sharing on the new warrants that we are having. It's going to be listed today. So they will be ready on Bursa Malaysia at 9:01 a.m. So you can actually trade on all these new warrants. All right, so I'll just mention a few names with popular demand. For example, EcoVest C76. All right, so our EcoVest C74 has already been sold out. All right, so since it's already been sold out, so we have issued a new one to cater to the popular demand. So if you would like to invest into, you may actually consider EcoVest C76 with an exercise price of 45 cents. All right, besides from that, today, Aiman has also mentioned a few stocks. Yeah, so namely Greatech and also Penta. So Greatech C28 and also Penta C58. These are two new warrants that's going to be listed today. So new warrants, they are usually you can actually notice that the exercise price will be more relevant to the current share price in the market. Then it will be, so you can actually decide according to your own risk appetite and also your own portfolio. All right, so not to forget to mention on M Cement CJ. So at this moment, there's no M Cement core warrant in the market, but M Cement CJ today. All right, so it's not the first one because it's CJ, right? Usually CA will be the first one. So if you would like to have a bit of exposure in M Cement, but with a smaller capital outlay, then M Cement CJ would be one of a very good option for you. So it actually was similar like MFLAR. So MFLAR CK, if you notice, is also the one and only warrant in the market right now. So when MFLAR mother share went up, MFLAR CK also moves in the same direction, but in a bigger, or we call it amplified gain. It goes up, but if it comes down, then you will see the losses also been amplified. All right, so there's other names like E&O C23, YTL Corporation, Sunway Berhad, which is Sunway C51. All right, so for tech names like Unisem C50 and Vitrox C15 as well. So this list it will be available on RHB One website, and I will also share it with all our audience from RHB Investment Bank official Telegram channel. So you will be able to have an access on the list later. All right, so how do we actually choose a warrant? We listen to morning kappa at 8. We know that what is the breakup price for all the shares that you are, looking at. So after you have identified the breakup price, you have to choose a good warrant. So good warrant means that it has a good sensitivity and also relatively higher effective gearing. So that actually makes sense for you, right? If you want to invest in a call warrant or a put warrant, then you want the effective gearing to be slightly higher. So then you can actually make more money from that. All right, and then last but not least is to use the price matrix. So besides from RHB warrant website, you can actually see all these information on some other issuers' website as well. So depends on which warrant that you choose. Yeah. So maybe I'll just bring your attention to Penta. So Penta Master Corporation. So I think yesterday, right, we actually see some volume traded on Penta C53, which is a slightly older Penta call warrant. But if you notice one thing, yesterday's share price is around like 3 ringgit and 70 cents, 78 cents. But the exercise price is 2 ringgit and 70 cents. So you saw the difference, right? This actually means that the warrant is already in the money. It has intrinsic value. So this also caused that the bid price for this warrant, Penta C53, is actually more expensive. I mean, I would say the absolute price is higher lah, so it's about 17 cents. So today, since Penta C58 is new, and then you can actually notice the exercise price is higher. So which means that if assume that the price is still the same, 3.78 ringgit, then the price is slightly out the money, which means that the warrant would be relatively lower than this 17 cents because look at the ratio is the same, right? So there's no intrinsic value for C58 yet. So the price would be smaller for Penta C58. This also would cause that one tick movement in a cheaper warrant price would bring you bigger gains, or maybe you will see the percentage gain higher, or maybe when it dropped, then it would drop more as well. All right, so the sensitivity and also effective gearing of Penta C58 will be available after the market opens. All right, so you can actually have a look on Penta C58 instead. While EcoVest, as I shared, C68 is going to be expired very soon. EcoVest C74 is sold out, which means that we have widened the spread and there's no more available units to be traded, not that much to be traded in the market. If you want to purchase, right, if you want to buy it at offer, then you know that the offer is more expensive. It's because the spread is very high, ma. So with this, you can actually explore EcoVest C76. Okay, so with the expiry date on 27 April, you will have more time to actually invest into EcoVest C76. All right. So these are some of the names that we are actually have our attention onto. For example, EcoShop. So EcoShop, as Aiman has also shared earlier, that is also it has actually also broke out from the resistance, 1 ringgit and 51 cents. So EcoShop CR with a very good sensitivity, around like 1 to 2 ticks, very sensitive, while the effective gearing is about like 5 times. Okay. Penta C58 and also Great-Tech C28 will be new today. So we'll wait and see what is the sensitivity and also the effective gearing later on. But trust me, it's not that bad. It's very good, I would say. All right, so EcoVest C76 will C76 also going to be listed today. While mFLA CK we actually saw surge in demand on the past two days. All right, so it is also the only mFLA call warrant in the market right now. So it's actually still hovering at the price of around 59.5 cents. All right, so if you are still bullish on mFLA, then mFLA CK would be one of a very good choice. Last but not least would be ITMAX CW. So CW is the name, it's not call warrant. Okay, so ITMAX CW, I actually have shared on some of the information on the RHB warrant Telegram group and also RHB Investment Bank official Telegram group. All right, in the Telegram channel. All right, with this, we'll end our session. Thank you so much for listening today, and we'll see you tomorrow at the same time, RHB Morning Kappa at 8. Happy trading. Thank you.